Yo, it's early. We back in the gym for another video. YouTube, what's going on, man? So I ain't got too long for this one because I got a haircut at 8 I gotta do. But this week was cool in terms of work. But in the personal life, man, stuff went down. But I ain't gonna get none of that, energy today, man. Like my household is straight, my wife's straight, my baby's straight. So that's good. But sometimes, man, stuff can happen in the fam and it just be so unfortunate. So that's what we kind of went through this week. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it was good. Like I was able to get on a pod with my homie Johnny B, have a mashup with him. That was dope. So today, man, I want to just get in here, get some shots up, and just vent. Normally I talk about the Bucks, but I feel like there are more pressing matters to discuss other than the Bucks. So, man, today I switched it up, and I did show the Bucks some love and put my Dames on. I love these shoes. I've been rocking with the Kobe's for the most part lately, but I feel like I want to give these some love today. Y'all check me out. So yeah, normally I take these little sessions, and man, these shoes feel good. Not gonna lie, I might have to wear these some more. Normally I take these little sessions to talk about the Bucks and then just NBA talk. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm out here on a basketball court, and that just makes sense, right? But I don't know. I was just thinking earlier, and it's like, yeah, that's cool. I could do that, but I just had just other stuff on my mind. And one of the things I just want to talk about is like, why am I on here? What's the goal of this YouTube stuff? Like, what am I trying to accomplish? And what do I want out of it? I'm like, yeah, man, like, that would be cool to actually talk about on the video. Be transparent and just say what my intentions are. So, like, of course, anybody that start a YouTube channel, like, money is a motivating factor. Like, in terms of this YouTube, like, I've seen a lot of people follow a lot of channels and watch their growth to the point where, like, the creators are financially set for life and able to do YouTube as a main stream of income. That would be cool, not gonna lie. So that definitely, like, is a motivating factor. I want to get on here, make some good content, you know what I'm saying, and be able to monetize, own that content, and get into, like, brand deals and sponsorships, ad revenue, all that. Maybe even have merch, if the channel gets big enough. So yeah, that was definitely a motivating factor. But I, honest to God, would say the top reason I wanted to do it is because I had a passion for cutting hair. Essentially, the channel got started because I do cut hair. So cutting hair and then having a podcast with the fellas. That was the original goal. And with my pod, I didn't want to have my pod just talking about stupid stuff. Like, yeah, we do our sports talk, but at the end, the underlining theme of our podcast was talking about real stuff that goes on in the community, real stuff that happens to us as fathers, and just content that people could watch, be motivated by, be inspired by, you know what I'm saying, learn something from, and just create a platform, I don't know, that could help men like me who got kids, you know what I'm saying, got a wife, got a family, living a certain life, and sometimes just don't hear a certain voice talk to them. And that was what the channel was for. And I wanted to definitely do something that was glorifying to God. Yeah, I might not bring up God in every podcast or video I do, but you know what I'm saying? If God pulled up my YouTube channel, he wouldn't be ashamed or disappointed. So that's what I mean in glorifying God. So I would say the number one factor was, you know what I'm saying, putting out good content that can help and inspire others. The number two motivation was making money. So last week, I would just for giggles, I sometimes cook for my family, and I posted some of those videos. I did little shorts, just for fun, and to show like versatility in different sides of me. Like I don't just cut hair, I don't just play basketball. Like I'm a truck driver, I can cook, I'm a dad. You know, I like art, I like music. So just showing different side of my personality. I posted three or four cooking videos. And to my surprise, all of them did over 5,000 views. And on the surface, you think, man, that's cool. But I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was a little mad. And I'll explain why. Cooking, I like to cook. It's something cool to do for my family. I like being creative. And cooking is another means to be creative. Good. I like all that. But that was never something that I wanted to push on my channel. Like, it wasn't. And the fact that I be putting my heart and soul and really putting strategy and just thought into some of my other videos that really didn't do well in terms of viewership. But I just throw a 30-second short of me making some chicken wings just for the fam, get over 5,000 views. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like, the fact that I put so much effort into one thing and it don't do that well, then I basically put no effort into something else and that does well. It just, I don't know, it had me thinking like, what? And it just had me thinking about other people who are in those situations. Like with the cooking stuff, like if I was just as passionate about cooking as I am about cutting hair or basketball or doing a podcast, it will be an easy pivot. Like an easy, okay, this might be the way. I love this. I put time into this. So this is definitely something I could dedicate time into doing. Bro, if I did a YouTube cooking channel, I would have no joy. Because that ain't something I want to do. Like, I like it. But I'm not trying to dedicate time to that. I would strictly be doing it for the money. Now, ain't nothing wrong with cooking. It's not a bad thing. I feel like more dads should cook for their family. But I think the deeper thing, I gotta get the handle together, man. Come on. The deeper thing is like, how many people in business or people in entertainment have had a vision of what they want to be, but then they feel like, yeah, that's cool what I want to do, but I'm not gonna make no money off of it. So I gotta keep basically doing this little fake persona because that's what's paying the bills. That's what's keeping me relevant. That's what's making the people pay attention. And it made me think of two people or two things. It made me think of the rap industry, just where it is right now in the game. And it made me think of Charleston White. Now I'll say this. On my channel, I try to stay away from low-hanging fruit and clickbait topics. Like on my channel, you never see me make a Diddy video. You never see me bring up Lil Durk. First of all, I don't know either one. And I'm not one to talk about people business and their downfalls. That's just not me. So, and like just some of the stuff with Charleston that he pushed, I can't get with that. Don't get me wrong, some stuff he do say is on point and I can agree with, but it's also other stuff where like, yeah, that ain't for me. But it made me think of those two things. Like, bro, how many rappers started out rap with a real message for the community, a real message for their people, but then they put that music out, don't nobody listen to it. Good. So it made me think about the pivot that they got to do. Like, yeah, I want to talk about treating women right and eating healthy and education, but my last drill album went platinum, talking about killing people, selling drugs, being promiscuous. That went platinum. So why? I don't know if it's worth me losing my fan base or losing money making a conscious album. That's exactly what it made me think of. And it also made me think of Charleston White. If you ever watch Charleston White, like backstory, and I commend the man on just some of the work he do, but he, as a juvenile, went to jail for murder, spent time in jail, got himself together, got out, became a community activist, youth advocacy person, fighting for the youth and juveniles who get charged like adults. That stuff, that's positive. And he said he always would try to, when he did videos and interviews, have a clean image, wouldn't curse, you know what I'm saying, look together. But he said wasn't nobody rocking with him, wasn't nobody listening to him when he had that, when he was on that. When he looked clean, he spoke proper English, you know what I'm saying, had a real message. He said wasn't nobody listening to him. People was ignoring him and wasn't taking him serious. So in his mind, he said he had to make a change in order to get the people to listen. So he basically took away his clean image, changed the way he talked to become a character to get people to pay attention and get views and get money. I'm just keeping it real. He say he did that just to, you know what I'm saying, make people pay attention. Nah, bro, you was getting a check for that. And I don't know what he do in his personal life. But me, I know if I'm playing a character for the worst and I'm getting money from that, I'm donating a lot of that money. Because first of all, I don't even want that money because of what I'm putting out. But he was able to grow and get a huge following from basically being ratchet and talking crazy, talking disrespectful. But in that message, he would still sprinkle in a socially conscious, you know what I'm saying, undertone. So I will listen to him just to hear the good that he doing, not the crap that he'd talk about people. So it was always a dilemma. And it got to the point where I really couldn't, I had to just stop listening to him. Just because of the lines he would go and push just to get people to pay attention. And like with me, I am not perfect. I got to pass, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the model citizen. I'm trying to do things right, but I'm just like anybody else. But one thing I can't do is sell out just to make a buck. People say sell your soul, and I feel like selling your soul ain't that deep as I'm giving the devil my soul, I'm signing in blood. Like, nah. if you set out to do good and do something that's going to have a positive impact on the community and the world, and you drop that just to do something to make money that's not pushing positivity, that's selling your soul. Because at the end of the day, the root of evil, the love of money is the root of all evil. And I want to be financially free one day. I'm doing all right now, but I would love to get to a point where I can make my schedule every day and take my wife to brunch at 10:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. I would love to be able to get to that point. But I don't want to do that at the expense of putting out negative stuff that I know will have a negative impact on the community. I felt horrible. Because if that's the case, the money ain't worth it. And luckily with me, I got a pretty good job, pretty good career in trucking. And I got a good situation with my barber business. And we're trying to get the pod off the ground. But I'm not pressed for money. I'm not in no situation where I'm against the wall and I got to take a bag of money to do something crazy. I'm not in that situation. But like I said, it still would be nice to have some extra bread or to be able to get financially free one day through YouTube. Because I would ultimately, my goal with my YouTube channel in terms of just a business operation is I want to have 2 or 3 podcasts. And I want to be able to buy a warehouse. I want to buy a warehouse and I want to be able to do my Who's Got Next podcast, which is a platform where I interview former athletes and basketball players and we get shots up and just talk about life. Their journeys, where they were, where they came from, you know what I'm saying, all that. Spend an hour and we do that. So I want a warehouse. I want to have a hoop inside the warehouse. And I would want to do the Who's Got Next podcast. Then in that same warehouse, I would want a space for my barber. I would want a barber chair and I want a barber setup where I could cut hair and do cut talk. So I could have both podcasts running. I would like to have a small team, maybe a producer. Really, just to be real, really just a producer. Maybe like a cameraman, but I don't need no big team. Yeah, just 2 people. Because I will say this, when I'm doing a podcast and I'm in charge of production, it's tough, bro. Making sure all the mics work, all the cameras is on, all of that is squared away. Then do the haircut and engage with the guests on the pod. That's a lot. I ain't gonna lie. So it would be nice to have a producer to be able to double check and make sure everything's good. Or if I'm talking too much on something, I can be directed to go somewhere else. And a cameraman just to get the angles and all that, and I ain't gotta worry about that. That will be dope. So have a team of 2, have a warehouse. Inside the warehouse, have a basketball hoop for Who's Got Next. Have a barber space for cut talk. And I would like to be able to buy some trucks so I can have my own trucking operation. I would like to have 1 semi-tractor and then 1 either a Sprinter van or a box truck. And be able to have both those trucks working every day. Every day. So I'll probably have a producer, a cameraman, probably a driver, 1 or 2 drivers, depending if I wanted to still drive. And the trucks will be parked outside. But maybe even have a trucking podcast too. So a trucking podcast, who's got next, and cut talk. All out of that warehouse. That's the ultimate goal. Then with that money, definitely invest and even try to dip my hand in real estate. And then if we're doing really well in terms of giving back, I would love to either donate or even start a food shelter, a food pantry. Because I feel like it's so important that everybody get a good meal. Nobody should have to go to sleep hungry. Nobody should have to go to sleep hungry. That's why I like to cook for my family. Because to put effort into making a good meal that you know that's going to fill people up and make people happy, that's dope. So yeah, those are the goals. That is the ultimate goal. I would love to have my wife not have to work, and we can take our kids, you know what I'm saying, to school every day. Us too. That's part of the goal. Good. Shooting the ball pretty good today. That's part of the goal. We don't need no big mansion. And we got a pretty nice house now, but it would be dope either to stay where we are and just renovate the whole house and get it how we want it totally, or maybe get a little bigger house somewhere else. Probably still in the area, because I love where we stay. I love our area. But that's the ultimate goal. But in saying all that, I said all my goals professionally and where I want to take this YouTube channel. All that stuff is good stuff. It's good stuff. But I would never sell out or push anything negative to get it. Like if I had to start doing crazy videos, speaking vulgar, like one thing I hate on YouTube, good, is them videos where it's like a panel of guys and girls going back and forth about just dumb shit, excuse my language, but just stupid stuff, and it's toxic. Like if somebody tell me, hey bro, you can come on YouTube, be a part of these panels for a year and make 2 million, I'd be like, I'm good. Swear. I'd be like, nah. Now that's one thing. If I went on the panel and I told them like, I'd do it, but I'm not about to be on there causing drama. I'm about to be level-headed and cool and be honest. If they told me like, nah bro, we don't need that. We need you to be rah-rah and explicit and call these women out their name and be a dickhead. We need you to do that, bro. We'll give you 2 million. I'm like, no, I'm good. Good. I'm okay. My conscience wouldn't allow me to do that. Like I said, I ain't no perfect person, but I'm a Christian, and I couldn't do that to God, and I couldn't do that to my family, because that's what I'm embarrassing at the end of the day. Good. But I couldn't do it. So it just tell me, bro, like, you got to keep your head down. Still push what you push on a positive tip. You can sprinkle in a couple of those cooking shorts because they do well. And I like to cook, and I feel like that's positive. Seeing a dad cook for his family, that's something positive that I could get behind. I just don't think I can make a whole channel dedicated to that because I ain't passionate about it like that. Could I have a whole channel dedicated to basketball? Yes. Could I have a whole channel dedicated to barbering? Yes. Could I have a whole channel dedicated to just solely doing the pod? Yes. But cooking, that ain't my thing. Now my wife, yes, she is dope with baking. She could have I'll be on my wife right now. She make these chocolate chip cookies. I'll be like, girl, why are we not selling these? But she don't do it for the money. She just like to bake. So I respect it. But yeah, man, I can't sell out like that at the end of the day. Now, what also would be cool is if a bigger entity, maybe a radio station or a bigger YouTube channel, saw my work, saw the content I put out, and was like, hey, Mark, I love what you're doing. Your numbers really ain't there yet, but I want you to become a member of my pod. I have a big following, and I feel like your voice can make the following even bigger, and we could work out a split in terms of money. And you can still keep your podcast too. Somebody approached me with that offer, I'm with it. Or a radio station said, hey man, we got a segment that I think you'll be good on. Come down to the station. Let's talk. We can figure out, work out money, and you can still keep your podcast. I'm with that too. But I can't sell out the culture. I can't sell out my family. And I can't sell out God at the end of the day. That's where I am with that. Good. Oh, come on now. Come on now. But that's where I am with that, man. I ain't gonna lie. It could get frustrating, man. You work hard to put out good work, well thought out work that you really want to have a positive impact on people. And it's not received well. It could get frustrating. But it just made me think back with everything. Basketball, barbering, school. It took work to get those things. Like it took work for me to have the jump shot that I have. It took work for me to cut hair the way I do. I didn't get it overnight. It took hours of dedication and practice and reps to get to that level. So I got to look at the pod and the channel in the same lens. But that's all I got, man. I don't know what time it is, but I'll probably guess this video like 25, 30 minutes. So probably get a few more shots. And then get home, get ready for the haircuts. I got 3 before church. I think 1 or 2 after church, then I'm done. That's all I got, man. Hopefully I had this video posted later on today. Go check out the mashup I did with Johnny BTV. Good guy, man. Go follow John. But that's Cut Talk.